What's up, everyone? I'm Joe from D6 Vault Studios, and today I'm going to give you a quick intro on how to get started playing Legacy of Atmos. By the end of this video, you'll know everything you need to assemble your army, craft your spells, and pull the threads of fate into your favor. Let's jump right into it.
Before you take to the battlefield, you'll need an army. So first, let's run through the basics of building your army now. Army construction begins with choosing the faction you want to use. Each faction has their own strengths and weaknesses that form their distinctive identity. For example, the Atmos Federation has the strengths of superior technology and firepower, where the Telecom unit excels in speed, melee, and is also able to harness the mystical powers of their Soul Star god, Athal. Each faction comes with a unique set of characters that you can choose to lead your army. Characters are specially equipped with powerful abilities and unique cards to help support your other units, as well as deal devastating blows to your opponent. Each faction also has access to a collection of other units who can fill various roles on the battlefield and fill out your army. There are some units in the game that work well with one another and can benefit from each other's abilities and being in close proximity to each other. For example, the Atmos Federation cadets receive benefits for being close to a house officer in the form of increased movement speed and spirit. Making use of your unit synergies is extremely important to getting the most value and effectiveness out of your army. After you're done constructing your army, you will then build a deck of at least 20 spells and tactics that you can use during the game. Spells are cards that can be used by specific units, called spellcasters, while tactics are cards that are used by you, the general. Each card has a mana cost in the top right corner, as well as some parameters for when it can be used during the game. Here's an example of an Astromancer spell being used. The player moves the Astromancer into position and casts Astro Binding Circle, stunning the enemy unit. He then places a stun token next to the enemy. There's one final type of card that you can include in your deck, called unique cards. Unique cards are especially powerful and can only be used by specific characters. These cards are designed to give your characters a profound impact on the game, but you can only include 5 of these cards in your deck, so choose wisely. Now let's talk about the rules regarding activating your units and how this affects the flow of the game. A game of Legacy of Atmos consists of 5 battle rounds. During each battle round, players take turns activating their units and performing actions with them. When a unit is activated, it is allowed to take 2 actions. Different units are able to perform different actions based on the ranged or melee weapons they are equipped with, whether or not they are a spellcaster, and whether they have special abilities noted on their datasheets. A list of potential actions can be found on page 5 of the rulebook. Activating units at the right moment and choosing their actions is a huge part of strategy in Legacy of Atmos. Remember, your units and cards are only as powerful as the tactician who is commanding them. Once all eligible units have been activated, the battle round is over. One thing that sets Legacy of Atmos apart from other games is our fate and alignment system. The Atmos universe is home to a constant struggle between the forces of preservation and corruption. These powerful forces of energy manifest themselves in an infinite number of ways throughout the cosmos, but the most noticeable way is by influencing the actions and thoughts of our heroes on Elpis. These powerful influences are translated into the board game through fate and character alignment. There are several things that you can use your fate tokens to do during the game. First, you can use fate tokens to reroll dice. Light fate tokens are used to reroll your own dice, while dark fate can be used to force your opponent to reroll. When you spend a fate to reroll dice, your opponent gets to add a fate token of their choosing to their fate pool, so be careful when deciding which dice rolls to alter. The other way to use fate in Legacy of Atmos is to purchase fate spell cards. At the beginning of each battle round, 4 new fate cards are revealed. Players can then choose to consume a fate token to purchase one of these cards. When a fate token is used to purchase a fate spell card, the fate token is removed from the game permanently. At any given time, if you possess more light fate than dark fate, your army is considered to be light fated. If you have more dark fate than light fate, your army is considered dark fated. Finally, let's talk about winning the game and supremacy points. Supremacy points are the scoring mechanism in Legacy of Atmos, and in order to win, you must rack up more supremacy points than your opponent before the end of the game. Supremacy points can be earned in a couple of different ways. One way is by securing key locations on the battlefield, called zone objectives, and the other way is by completing gambits, which are strategic goals that you bring with you to the battlefield. First, let's briefly go over holding zone objectives. The battlefield in Legacy of Atmos has 6 key zones that are evenly distributed across the board. To score points for holding these zone objectives, you must first capture one with one or more of your units. Players will battle against one another to take and hold these 6 zone objectives through the course of the battle. A complete set of the rules regarding capturing and holding these zone objectives can be found on page 13 of the rulebook. Now let's discuss the more variable way to score supremacy points in Legacy of Atmos: gambits. Gambits are strategic goals that you will take with you to the battlefield. Each gambit has a unique requirement to be completed. Once they are completed, you will gain a number of supremacy points as your reward, pushing you ever closer to victory. Gambits enable a very large variety of win conditions that can be tailored to whatever playstyle you choose. The rules and guidelines for completing gambits can also be found on page 13 of the rulebook. At the end of the game, players will total up the number of supremacy points that each of them earned throughout the game, and the player with the most supremacy points is victorious. Well, that covers most of the basics of Legacy of Atmos. I hope this was helpful in getting you started with the game. If you're interested in playing with us, you can join our Discord channel for free at any time. We are doing open playtesting now, and we have a really wonderful growing community of players. Also, feel free to check us out on social media and stay up to date on our Kickstarter launch in October. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope this was helpful in getting you started. We're super excited to start this epic journey into the tabletop community, and we hope you guys join us in our goal to make the best skirmish game out there. Happy gaming, everyone.